Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Thea 2, The Shattering. There was no episode yesterday because I spent the time that I would have spent recording trying to figure out a way to fix that reputation bug, go into the file and edit my reputations, and I did not find one. So we're just gonna have to suffer, I guess? So let's take a look, let's take stock of our progress here. We have one faction at loyalty 50. That's a problem. We have some moves we can make though, right? We can go back to the first island, make the Slavians like us. We can try to grind rep with the stingers. We'll test it. If I'm remembering correctly, talking your way out of a fight with the stingers lowers your rep by 1. But I think, do we have the option to give them a bunch of food? It might be the wisest thing to do is just to go over there with like 400 fish and just give all of their patrols food until they like us, and it might take a while. But it's probably going to be faster than this thing? Actually, honestly, at this point, I don't know. Maybe not. I guess we'll see. We're doing alright on 6 buildings with skill level 4. We can definitely refine some higher level materials. We'll get this done. And then, if we make friends with the elves, we make friends with the dwarves, we get an elf and a dwarf, that does this job right here. So I guess we're already planning to have to get to 3 of 5 on rep just by doing that. The biggest, most dangerous part of this that is left, the largest obstacle that remains, in my opinion, is Elf Island. Making friends with the elves is going to require us to spend a lot of time in Elfland, and Elfland is a dangerous place. So we definitely want to get some gear built up before that, but we could go have a little look around. I think it's time for us to do some exploring. So how are we doing on food? I assume that the city is just packed with food, right? We have 400 fish and yeah. So let's send out an adventuring party. I see Gromoslav's not doing like the best. We have the Orc Child, who will be guided by Bloodseeker. We should leave the Orc Child behind. I mean, we take Amalia, we take Greta. And that's a pretty powerful party right there. We could leave Oel behind. Although we probably don't need to leave both Oel and Knuckle behind. So who do we want to take with us? I mean, Oel is loaded for bear, right? He is ready to mess people up. And we're planning on going to Elf Island, or to Dwarf Island probably on this trip. So we should probably have the fighter. Who knows what we will encounter? Probably some real hostile wildlife. Is there anything else that we want to take? Yeah, alright, let's grab, like I said, we're going to get a whole bunch of days worth of food, and then we're going to carry with us also a huge amount of additional, I'm just going to take all the fish, actually. Just give me all the fish. And then obviously we need some wood, probably not like a huge amount. Okay, that's like our carrying capacity right there, not totally ideal. By the way, you remember how we got a really cool book as a quest reward, and then, or as an event reward, and then it wasn't actually in our inventory? Apparently, I've been told in the comments, people, the devs implemented a feature now where you can click on an item in the event loot screen, and it immediately recycles it. That's an awesome feature. I am so glad they did that. But it seems that I clicked on the thing and accidentally recycled it. It's like a brand new feature. It wasn't even implemented when we started this particular game. It's nice to see that the devs are keeping up with people's needs and stuff. So fixing Goblin Rep, probably off the table, sadly. You know, we did get the Goblin Child from them already. It's like not the end of the world. Also, I really wish it would remember that I like the resource icons on. And we're moving really slowly here because we just got back to town, I think. That's cool. Just take a moment, recover, everybody. Can we gain rep by interacting with these guys? We can do a purple challenge now, no doubt. Purple challenges are, yeah, those are positive rep. We could fix our goblin rep, I suppose. If we did that on every patrol we see, 3 at a time is not a terrible way to get rep. Gotta figure out, like, what is the most turn economical way to do this? I guess sailing off the North Shore, probably, because our boat is so much faster than our walking speed. What are people in town doing? Are we on useful stuff? I mean, research matters, we're gathering more fish, we probably don't need any more wood. I guess Dragonbone? That's not the dragon bone. That's the dragon bone, but we probably don't need any more of it. So, sure, fur leather. Why not? Alright, the expedition. Off into the sea we go once again. It's not just a matter of points of movement, it's the fact that the boat always gets to move 1 hex per point. It doesn't have to worry about, like, the mountainous modifier or anything. Zosh, what do you even... Do you have a use for intelligence? Not directly, right? We should probably fix people's equipment back in town. Okay, yeah, you do have an intelligence scaler. We'll take the int there. Should probably do a quick rundown of people's gear in town in case the town has to defend itself from combat. So Knuckle has a little bit of perception. His whole thing is kind of weird. I almost wonder if there was like a weird bug with Knuckle, because it does not seem to me... You can have this pet so that you have something to do during combat here. But it almost seems to me that like there's something weird going on, like a bug with the stats that it reported were necessary for him to become a Beastmaster, or just it seemed like nothing lined up on that. It was a very weird level up event. We don't have a lot of spare armor, sadly. Ostrogniev, probably... What do we want to give you? Okay, you kind of just have no skills and no aptitudes of any kind. I'll give you this elemental clay relic, I guess. We could give him a wand. He has okay destiny. Yeah, let's give him this wand. And then we need to actually make some armor. Probably it doesn't have to be as good as the stuff we were making before, but we're definitely going to have to armor people up. Knuckle should probably be wearing real armor, though, because I bet he's going to have to tank for people. And then... Who has really strong intellect? Your intelligence is actually pretty good. Maybe you can have the Hypnotic Jewel. Actually, Zosh has reliable argument already. He doesn't really need the Hypnotic Jewel. Well, you know what? The Hypnotic Jewel is an area attack, and it's pretty fast, and it's comparable damage. We'll leave him with that. Meat Basher can carry a weapon. You know what? I'm going to give Meat Basher this axe. He's actually relatively competent in its use. Okay, I think that's about the best we're going to be able to do, sadly. Kid probably can't even wear a bracelet. We should give Ostrogniev some jewelry. That does something for him. And then does Zosh want like a weapon, maybe? I guess he can't carry a weapon if we keep him equipped with all this stuff. Yeah, whatever, he's fine. He's not going to be leading the charge in a red challenge anyway. Okay, people in town are like relatively ready for combat. Let's look into building a little bit of armor. Actually, how much weight do we have to spare on these people? Strogniev could wear a real suit of armor. Meat Basher will be able to once he's grown up. Oh, I guess we could give the House Demon a shield. So we're gonna need like 2 suits of armor, and they can be real armor. Let's see what we have on hand. We can, of course, do a bone refine into rune bone. We could do the rune bone elven wood move. We could refine the elven wood into ancient wood for even better armor. What does this do? That gives us 38 points of shielding. That's pretty good. So give us 44. Would let us make some cool legendary armor that is just worse than elemental armor, but it sure does give you a point of movement. I mean, listen, a point of movement is cool. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and spend some advancement points. Let's get the ability to make ancient wood. And we're just going to put a little bit of effort into these suits of armor. I've changed my mind. We're not crafting kind of whatever armor for people to tide them over. We are instead going to spend this time crafting really, really great armor that we can move on to the heroes when they return. Look at how good that is. What if we... but what if we took it another step? Is ancient wood... Ancient wood does in fact build into sacred wood. This is like the wood equivalent of pure stone. We don't have anything that we need all these advancement points for. I'm going to spend that. Let me just see what that looks like. That's probably over preparing right there, but I want to see the number. So we could go... Sorry, this is the wrong thing. We could go Sacred Wood here. And Sacred Wood here, actually. 12 sanity, 61 shielding. If we put the rune bone in that slot instead, we get some faith as well, but we lose some shielding. Produces a 200-pound suit of armor, which is not ideal. 223 is worse. The question is, do I want the purple health increase badly enough to lose some points of shielding? Kind of think the answer is no. 220 at 223. Is this reasonably wearable? 223 is definitely more than I was thinking. So Ostrogniev, no, will not be able to wear it, but Meat Basher, I bet will. But we could pass down some of the dragon heavy armor. Yeah, I'm gonna make it entirely out of the really fancy wood, which means that we are going to have to run a lot of refinement tasks, unfortunately. Yeah, this seems like a fine way to do the thing. We're going to set that to infinite, because we're going to need a ton of that, and then we're also going to need to set a task for refining that stuff into this stuff. And that's going to necessitate some changes in the way people are assigned to things. Let's see. We have enough berries. Why don't you cook us up some grilled meat? Just make sure that... Yeah, you know, why don't you get on this? Just make sure that gets done. We probably don't need that fur leather. You can cook up the meat. We're cool on dragon bone for the moment. I'm trying to think, what's the best way to do this? We should probably have people gathering the dryad wood. Or the elven wood, rather. You do some elven wood gathering. I'm going to try to leave people on the advancement point thing, because I think that's important. Do we actually need fish right now? We could use some fish. We got to keep that fish value high so that our morale stays up. So we're gathering the elven wood, we're refining the elven wood, we'll worry about the sacred wood refining once we have a bunch of the other stuff. And the armor recipe that we're looking at is pretty expensive. Let's say we wanted to make 2 of these for right now. We need just a hell of a lot of wood. This will give our town something to do while everybody else is off adventuring. It is also going to mean that I have to do a little bit more tedious micromanagement, so apologies on that. But think about the rewards. Do we want Meat Basher to gain intelligence or wisdom? Probably not. Meat Basher is probably best suited to being a physical violence class. I can't remember. Have we ever seen anything really cool from a male orc? Female orcs have access to a couple of extra classes, right? Look at the matriarch. I'm going to take a point of wits for the moment. And then Knuckle is going to take 2 points of wits. Why not? Let's all just get faster. I'm going to leave... actually, we should probably move the cooking. Yeah, that's enough of that. You cooked all of the meat, which is kind of a bad thing, actually. Let's see, you're going to produce a lot of wood. We could just put you here and have you creating sacred wood whenever it is feasible to do so. And as soon as we have an amount of fish that I'm comfortable with, we got to move the kid over to coal. So we're going to burn through some coal here. I guess, actually, we're going to burn through the coal pretty slowly, though. It seems like a total no-brainer to take 2 points of mysticism on Greta. Greta the Ghost. We do still have Divine Path stuff to do. I do have to finish that quest, don't I? Where are we at on that thing? The Ancient... That's right. Go to the Ancient Forest. Well, that's certainly a thing we can do. I want to be, like, totally badass by the time we're doing that, because we're talking about going to the what seems to be the most difficult island really late in the game when the challenges have had time to scale up, and that makes me a little nervous. Faint but alluring song, and then we resist this enchantment with our minds very effectively. Okay, a little bit of intelligence. Easy enough. Now I think we have enough fish for the moment. We may as well stockpile a little bit of coal. Kid can do a pretty good job of that. Alright, let's stop over by the stingers and just make sure that I remember correctly what the outcomes of the interactions with them were. I seem to remember that the yellow option was one of those lose rep but not a lot of rep things. Let's just verify that that's actually the case before I go making a lot of decisions based on that knowledge. A little girl with a crooked face wearing a white dress. Take care of the sick. You know how we do. Great. Back to village life. Meat Basher's going to gain that intelligence whether I want him to or not. So we want to come over here. I guess I probably don't want them to attack me, though. I want to interact with them, right? We'll get on land over here and hope that they don't just come right at us. Small group of weary dwarves arrive at your doorstep. Yeah, invite them in. We got robbed. As followers of the cosmic pantheon, eh? Well, why not? That's what I say. We can share some of our dwarven ale, and thanks for your hospitality. They got us drunk and then robbed us. This is the town that's going through this. A difficulty 6 red challenge with the people in the town is probably not going to be too easy to do. Okay, we just, lost, a little bit of everything, as ever. This really annoys me. That they steal more if you have more. These things are percentage-based. It's very silly. It bothers me not because it's a big, problem for us, but because it's kind of nonsensical. How does the amount of fish I have in my stockpile affect the amount of fish that they can carry? Alright, we'll bribe the stingers to show that we're a friend. They just want food. This is why we brought all this fish. So that gives 3 rep. Again, 3 rep, not really that bad. That's a totally conquerable problem. Especially if they spawn a new group every single time we get rid of an old one. Camp is besieged by a group of humanoids lurking in the darkness. Which camp? Okay, the good camp. Stay calm. Assert that, hey, you guys should back off. Hey, you single guy, you should back off. Awesome. 1.4 wisdom on Amalia is actually really, really good. Alright, let's do the yellow option with these guys. Okay, 1. So it was positive. I must have been thinking about one of the others. We really don't want to level up brute force when we have... Greta has that ghostly touch thing, right? Yeah. So, sure, luck. Luck is fine. Am I going to be able to interact with that patrol while they're on top of the town? Try to speak to them. Okay, I mean, we can trade with them. We can get some... I don't really have anything to trade. Never mind. I was going to say we can get some mythical leather, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, and it does seem like they just produce the patrol instantly as soon as we get rid of the old one. So we're just going to give them a lot of fish, and then there's a fish node right over there that we can just gather more from. Sudden gust of wind heralds the coming of a dirt storm. You know what? I'm too smart to just run through the dirt storm. Okay, we gained some crafting skill. So like this, if I click on this, yeah, it just recycles it. That's so nice. What a good feature. It's so much more efficient than actually looting it and then having to go into your inventory and find it, and it's really, really handy. Glimmers of light. Okay. Your prayer does not satisfy the angered spirits that dwell here still. The wraiths slowly materialize before you, seeking to take your souls. So because we have a wraith, we can attempt to convince the wraiths to allow us to set them free, or we could just battle them with our magic. Let's do this thing. It's cool to have a wraith on board. Honestly, wraith is probably a better outcome than witch, all things considered. I was pretty bummed out when we got a wraith the first time. The wraiths stop and nod in agreement. You perform the prayer to Neo once more, and this time the power of the goddess flows through you and engulfs the spirits in its dark, empty embrace. That's a terrifying concept. This is a slightly better bow than the one we have back home, but I don't want to carry it around. Okay, something's happening back home. Hold on. Something strange is occurring with our resources. Interesting. So she bounced off of the thing I had her set on, even though the recipe was still there, just because it became uncompletable for too long, I guess? That's kind of an annoying behavior, because that means we're going to have to, like, actually watch these values really closely. Alright, well, I'm going to go have you gather wood, then. For a little bit. We have enough ancient wood built up now that we can make sacred wood a couple of times. Sorry, a single time, but we'll do it. Man, I don't want to do all this micromanagement. Alright, let's keep gathering fish. So we're just going to hang out next to the Stinger village and give the Stingers fish over and over again. I guess, you know, assuming that they are into fish, I can see how it would be a real problem for them to get some. Ooh, we don't have anybody with Hunter's Mark. I am definitely inclined to take that. You know, because, like, how good could a bee actually be at fishing? If it's a very large bee with a long stinger and the fish are very close to the surface of the water, I guess you could do, like, a spear fishing thing? Okay, so yeah, she bounced over to Mushroom Bake again. Here, make some ancient wood for a while. I need that patrol to actually leave the village so that we can interact with it. Maybe it'll only do that if we move around out here? Like, if it has reason to think it might interact with us? Oh, there's one of them ran over here. We'll just deal with those guys. Maybe we should be gathering malachite. Alright, 40 fish for you. The standard tithe when you encounter a group of hostile bees. I don't want these bees to be mad at me. Better give them 40 of my finest fish. Who hasn't heard that fairy tale? I hear tell. 40 fish will fill them. 40 fish will thrill them. We should definitely give them 40 fish. Ambushed by goblin bandits. Let's parlay. Convince them that the bandit life is unwise. Maybe this will give us a little bit of goblin rep. Before they depart, they give us some of their stolen herbs. They found a bunch of leaves on the ground. Cool. Okay. No reputation, sadly. How's the cooking going? Are you depleting the supplies? Okay, she's depleting the supplies, but not faster than we're bringing them in. So that's okay. We just need to, I guess, wait for more bees to show up. Yeah, so it'll pump the bees out pretty quickly. We just have to keep interacting with them. And then, like I said, presumably we'll be able to recruit from them once we get them to 50, and I don't know exactly what they'll let us recruit, but if they let us recruit a beast, beast might be its own racial group, and so it might, you know, it might give us 6 of 7 on races that we control. Sure, let's improve the summoning of the unliving rats. Not that it's a thing I'm likely to do a lot of, but there's no reason not to improve it. Oh hey, this thing. I am overjoyed to see this. We aid the Spirit of Darkness. Easy enough. Thank him and leave. Alright. 15 more rep with the Shadowkin, and we're actually almost positive with the Alpha Clans again, which means we could go back to Orc Island and talk to them, and they might actually, like, be willing to talk to us. That has limited value, though, because we can't get a new race for our party out of them, because we already have an orc. We come across a cave, scout the cave. As you see deeper in... Oh, it's a bear cave. As you peer deeper in, you see a broken wheelbarrow, some other tattered equipment, and a sleeping bear. There's something odd about this creature. Let us observe it a while longer. The bear stirs and wakes, but does not seem to smell or notice you. Instead, it sits there, staring at the floor. I sense a strong presence of magic from this bear, I am informed. Sure, let's cleanse the bear. You know, magically. Our Wraith's got that under control. The ritual slowly unravels the magic weaves and reveals old dark magic at hand here. The curse is too ancient, too strong to be truly undone. But you can destroy it, which will free the spirit of the human trapped inside. Sorry, there's a human trapped inside... Is that inside the small bear figurine, or inside the bear? Or you can balance the union of bear and human. The form will remain animal, but the spirit will be human and in control. However, this path has a risk of failing and turning the trapped person into a pure beast. I think it would be pretty dope. Listen, I'm just saying, if my spirit ever gets... I'm giving you all permission right now. If my spirit ever gets trapped inside of a bear, you have permission to try to magically make me a totally sick bear man. That sounds awesome. Let's balance the union of bear and human. The bear screams out in pain in a girl's voice. All signs of its humanity disappear, and the animal becomes just that, a beast. It is, however, free to leave this cave, and it does so, looking back at you with a final glimmer of human gratitude, or perhaps sadness. The bear will come to your side when you need it. That's okay. We got a cool bear pet from that? That's weird. What a strange event. Okay, the child is growing. Let's try to do something cool. Do we need a blood tracker? Or a slugger? I don't actually know what these do. We already have a couple of people who are perception-based. Maybe strength? Let's send the child to be trained as a slugger. The child is ruthless and powerful, and becomes Meat Basher the Slugger. Yo, that's a lot of health. Alright, let's have a look at Meat Basher in a second here. Definitely take the strength on you. Actually, wits would be nice on you, and Greta. What is your ghost touch scale without yellow? Intelligence, not wisdom. And the book has an intelligence scaler as well. So 2 points of wisdom over 1 point of intelligence. I'm not 100% sure here what we want to do. I think I'm going to take the intelligence. She just doesn't need wisdom. Wisdom is a good stat in general. There's a lot of things scale with it, and it helps with your gathering and crafting, but we don't really need any more gathering and crafting skill. Alright, we're getting pretty close on this. 44. Alright, let's have a look at the new guy. Meat Basher. Yo, like... I feel a little bad expressing this way, but like, orc relative? Dude's pretty handsome, actually. All the orcs in the audience just went, hey! Screw you, man. Man, we are really killing it on advancement points. You know what I haven't looked at in a little while? How many, view summary. How many god points? We've only earned 11 god points this game? That's wild. It feels like it should have been a lot more, right? Okay, we only need to do this one more time after this, I believe. And then we'll have a chat with the village and see if they want to give us a spider or something. Well, I really hate this visibility reduction. This weather is extremely harsh. Okay. Try to speak to them. Something is tugging at you. Look down. So yeah, when you're friends, you can recruit some bees or spider queens, or train your beasts to become stronger, healthier, or wiser. We could pay for a rare pet spider. Let's do this first. Something is tugging at me. Look down. A small critter likes you and wants to join, but you need to pay the stingers. Okay, I'll do that. 4,000 value, that shouldn't be too hard to put together. So we have all this, we have all this. I mean, I have a lot of garbage that we've picked up here. Oh, that's a shame. The Chosen is out of the village, so all that sacred wood that we got for free when we spent the research points is not in the place it needs to be in. Well, I guess we'll just use... We could use the ancient wood for trade pretty safely. Here, we could drop off a bunch of this stuff. A bunch of non-essential woods. And then... We only have 637 more to make up, so if we give them 6 of these... I would like to go home with the sacred wood, you know? Okay, we got ourselves a dragon bee, and it is a party member, not a pet. Is it as good as the dragon bees are when they're wild? So he has bite, he has horn impale. Okay, so this is that attack that's terrifying. No armor can protect your opponent from this attack. He's got strength of the swarm, showing off. Yeah, not bad, not bad. And he is a beast. So has he increased our value? Yes, he has. Okay, so now we need an elf or a dwarf, not both. We're doing it. We're making progress. Welcome aboard. a bee. You come across a small hamlet and see a group of people huddled around a young girl holding her hand. They are speaking to her in comforting tones. Ah, the cursed child. Should we take in the cursed child? Her curse does suck a lot, but it's an extra pair of hands, and can you ever have enough people? Tell me more. I know now that only death will soothe my daughter's soul and save what is left of my home. I was kind of hoping that there was going to be a way of doing this, because I couldn't remember exactly how the event went. I was hoping we'd be able to talk him into letting us keep her, but I guess we attack. Not exactly where I want to be here. You kill the man, and those who stood by his side. The child, whose name apparently is always the same, remains and looks at you scared. I'm just gonna recycle a huge amount of this stuff. Oh my god, developers. Developers of this video game, thank you so much for this feature. Yeah, take the girl with you. Why not? Stuff's gonna suck for a little while, but eventually she'll grow up and be just as good as any other person. And we got research material. Do we need 2 flying daggers when we also already have a ghost axe? So this is scaling at 1.6 with a speed of 4.5. The daggers are really fast. This would drive them up to 1.3 from 1.2. We're not very likely to use this. You know what? Sometimes we have situations where somebody's going to survive with a very small amount of health, and I just really don't need crafting on Gromislav, I don't think. Okay, so now our next move is we need to find a Slavian village, right? I believe it was the scavengers that we're already friendly with. Yeah, so we gotta find a Slavian village. Okay, that could happen. We don't know a way to gain rep with water demons outside of events. Shadowkin thing, again, is event-based. Okay, let's go and we'll get back in the water. Ah, there's guys in the way. Hello, greet your allies. Would you like to trade? I did not mean to declare war on you. Okay, thanks. That's not... they said buzz off, get it? Not exactly what I was hoping for. I was hoping to get into the water this turn. You know what I didn't actually look at? Can we equip the bee with anything? Okay, we could give him jewelry. How did I miss this leather? I don't want this. Hey, I don't want this. Okay. Should we be gathering malachite? Because we don't have access to gemstones naturally. And it's just... all it costs us is a single advancement point. We may as well. Who knows? Maybe we'll need some gems. Okay, over here. You gotta get moved back onto that. Yeah, even with everybody focused, we're still not gathering the wood as quickly as I would like. Alright, even more advancement points. Man, why are we so slow? Does that kid actually have 2 movement? Yeah, she totally does. Oh, that sucks. Give her the boar. She did have a cat with her, so we could try to make a witch again. I don't know if we need a witch anymore, though, now that we have Greta. I don't know. We'll think about it as she comes closer to adulthood. We have a little bit of time. Presence. Oh, gives us the overwhelm ability. This is like a passive... yeah. I mean, leveling up Unliving gives you almost no benefit, so I'll take it. Especially since it's a passive, we don't have to like spend any resources or time implementing it. Yeah, that kid's gonna be a real problem. I almost wonder if the right move is to send her away on her own. Like, just have her try to get back to the village, give her some food, and have her travel away. She's gonna be a big problem for everybody, as it is. Sure. Will Drain and Bloodseeker. I don't know, man. It sort of doesn't matter what you take. For a lot of our characters, it sort of doesn't matter what they take. The thing is, she'd have to take the boat, right? Maybe the smart move here is just to sail. Yeah, let's just sail back and drop her off. Plus, that way she can be with the village where all the stat boosting is. And I know she's going to have negative effects on our supply stores at the village. And believe me, I'm upset about it too. But I think this is the best way to deal with her. So we only have 12 sacred wood after all that work. The double refine. It's an expensive process. We could probably actually have the kids stop gathering coal at this point. Yeah, we have 169 coal. Sorry, he's not a kid anymore. The slugger. But what could he do that would actually be useful to us? I guess he could fry us up some mushrooms. Our fried mushroom supplies are getting a little low. Or actually, we have run out of fish. Never mind. Our fish supply is low. That's a much more easily resolvable problem. And we really do have to, like, sail her all the way back. She's so slow moving. If we dropped her off on the shore, she'd never make it over there. Also, there are, like, high-level hostile animals around here. Okay, the storm thing, of course, we always want to help a mysterious spirit. The Dragon Bee's stinger attack is... okay, it is strength-based. And on you, we gotta make a decision here. We gotta decide, do we actually want to try for a witch? I suppose it's actually a reasonable thing to do, because that way we could have a good purple fighter at the village and a good purple fighter out in the adventuring party. She's reasonably well suited to it. Once she's in the village proper, her chance of, or her mysticism is going to be like 10, so. A little inconvenient to have to sail all the way back here, though. I'm actually really happy with our settle. I know it took a long time to figure out where I wanted to put down, and then there was a whole adventure involved in getting the materials necessary for the idol. But in the end, I think we came out like really strong here. This is a great location. Sure, poison throwing dagger. Why not? Do we want to take the dragon bee with us while we adventure? So we're gonna re-merge and then pull you and you, Oil and Greta. Do we want more hands out of the village? I'm gonna take the bee. Maybe we're already good enough at red challenges. We're kind of good at everything except I could use a little bit more of a push on purple, I guess. Yeah, Greta's really good at purple. Grumislav, even Ol has the battle shout. No, we're probably okay, actually. We don't need to carry quite as much food this time, either. So just... yeah, we'll just, like, take a bunch of food. We don't need to carry the full stack of fish, though. And now the town doesn't have to worry about fish, since we brought so much back. Yep, that's what I wanted. You know what would be really great is 1,000 wood. Okay. So now that we have a couple of extra hands here, the dragon bee, as you might expect, is kind of terrible at everything. But we're not actually gathering 1 wood per turn, so we could juice these numbers a little bit. Yeesh. Okay, is there a better way I could put this together? I mean, I want somebody who's actually good at crafting on that thing. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. It's actually probably a little bit more efficient to gather this way, so as not to waste the overflow. Got a lot of people devoted to just gathering wood. Okay, yeah, surely this will end when she's an adult. We're just going to lose food constantly. It's not a big deal. Oh, that's right. We have vegetable income. I could start making vegetable recipes. How's morale? Are we okay on morale? Do we have to worry about this? Yeah, everybody's fine. We don't need to think about that at all. Should I swing past that Lightbringer spawn thing and destroy it? Probably. Meat Basher is just like the most standard warrior type guy, right? He does have War Shout, but my point was he doesn't really have a lot of reason to take, like, intelligence. I guess I'll grab Perception, at least contributes to red health. Yeah, we'll knock this out. I'll park over here. The village should be capable of defending itself. Like, it shouldn't be a big deal, but we may as well. May as well get rid of it while it's easy to get rid of. I wonder if you just keep her out of the village. If she has no effect, because we didn't start seeing negatives until she was in the village. Could just be luck. Okay, Meat Basher and Bloodseeker have produced young Death Lover. I'll tell you, life is probably easier for a Death Lover than it is for a Death Fearer such as myself. Alright. We should be able to nail this. Wow, that's worse than I thought it was going to be. Let's try to resolve that manually. We might be able to do better. Or I might get us horribly embarrassed, as has happened so many times in the past. Okay, so you have Random Blasts 4, which is just wonderful. Just what a phenomenal skill. We have 38 damage from this. Unfortunately, dude is really fast. Yeah, that actually really sucks. It's extremely fast. Amalia has life and shield leech on her thing. So we could put her up and have her just shrug off some of the effects. And try to get this stuff out as fast as possible. At least they're just normal attacks. I mean, we're gonna have to endure their hits no matter what. They're too fast for us not to. We could summon some Unliving to absorb some of the garbage. I don't exactly know how good the Unliving are. 22 damage with a hammer blow. I have to imagine they're going to avoid playing on top of each other. Let's see, we're going to have 5 more points in total. I would like to play 1 Random Blast. That'll leave us with 4 more. And then we could play like a second pull off of her card, and also we could play Gromislav or Amalia again. Yeah, let's get her down and... Okay, she lowered the combat attributes of those guys by very little. So I think we just end turn, because everything I want to do from now on is going to cost 2. Yeah, so the question becomes, do we do another Amalia Shield Leech thing? Or do I just play... Because, man, they're tough. I'm just thinking, like, if we play another... a pull-off of this card, if we go for, like, some Unliving, just to block a couple of attacks here, and we play Gromislav right there to hopefully be able to focus damage up, maybe we can actually kill one of these. I'm going to do it that way. Let's do the non-bloody summon. Put one down right here, and I guess right here, it doesn't look like they have any Hammer Splash type attacks. Oof, they're sludging us. That actually, that sucks. Okay, you're considerably less dangerous. They only have the two cards that are really good. Okay. Good work on Living. You're really doing it, guys. Yeah, the true damage on that attack was really nice. That's a pretty big deal. And yeah, of course, attack one of these two. so we're going to be able to kill that before it gets another attack off. And at this point, I think we've got it, right? Because now they only have cards that are considerably worse than the ones we've already seen. And Amalia is still sitting on 41 points of shielding, because Shield Leech is extremely good. We have to be a little bit careful with Greta. We don't want to get into a place where we're losing health due to our poor shielding. But we could definitely do another Summon Unliving just to eat some attacks, buy us time to get stuff done. And then we're going to play Gromislav in the back, and honestly, it probably ends up being, again, Gromislav and Greta. Greta just ends up in the way back corner over here. Does it matter what order we do these things in? I suppose, given the focus... No, you know what I think the answer is? It does not, in fact, matter what order we do these things in. We do have to be wary of that. They do have a splash attack. So right now that's going to hit here. If I put Gromislav right here, she'll absorb it by herself, right? And it doesn't do enough damage to be a real problem. Okay. This should be a pretty easy win from here. Man, if you could make a book of random blast that had some kind of leech on it, it would be very powerful. Hey, we got another Wraith. Okay, and then just head down the coast a little bit and get back in the water. It already spawned a bunch of Lightbringers, which is unfortunate, but they're far from the town. I bet it won't be an issue. A thick, sickly fog has descended upon the village. Oh no. The mist is surely a herald of the occult, I believe that. Our god's domain may shed more light on what befalls our homes. Fevered folks speak strange names, 12 of them, over and over again. This and the mist make you sure a Febra has come from beneath the earth. The Febra are 12 sisters of sickness. You need to know the name of the one who is here to banish it. Well, it seems like figuring out the name of the Febra is probably a better way to safeguard our people than just healing them through the whatever. Let's perform a ritual. We should be able to knock out a level 2 purple challenge. Okay, a couple points of mysticism on Knuckle. His mysticism is very impressive. You gotta give him that. Oh dear. The name is written on parchment, soaked in the sweat of the ill. Anabundaris. With every utterance cut shorter, you feel the demon's hold weakening. The ill gasp for air, but the Febra grows weaker as the last of its name is spoken. Thrust the parchment into cleansing flames, and the demon is banished. Weird. That's a weird way to deal with a demon. I guess demons are weird. Okay, Zosh, you definitely don't need luck. Ooh, I like weakness over gathering here. I like bite over brute force, although we will never use either of them probably. Dizziness powder over flying daggers, I think? And then, yeah, Greta's mysticism, no doubt. Okay, we're gathering the wood a little bit more efficiently now. So we gotta find a proper Slavian village. We don't even need the main one. We just need one. Because I don't really care about recruiting from them after we get them to 50. We just need to get them to 50. Because I'm sure that all we'd be able to get is like a normal human warrior or whatever. It strikes me, I forgot to re-equip the kid with the cat. Where is she? Yeah, she doesn't need the boar anymore in town. So she has 13 mysticism right now. Probably pretty good for witch. Pretty good stats for a witch. Oh, this carrier goat is neat. When did we get this? We have so much stuff. We have so many things. Alright, how are we doing on ingredients here? Okay, we could take a moment and create some sacred wood. We're getting close to the threshold of being able to actually build a suit of armor. Alright, like I said, I know that we have seen some Slavian villages, but I have no idea at all where they are at. Do we want War Shout? I don't think so. I don't think I actually care about that. Just trying to stay close enough to the shore to be able to see what is up there. And I mean, the quests that we're going to get from them will be very straightforward. Or maybe we should just go ahead and go to Dwarf Island. Is this one, I believe. So we still have to get this thing done. Yeah, maybe that's the move. Oh wait, that is a Slavian village though, isn't it? Isn't that the one that we spawned by dealing with Zbigniew? Yeah, let's get on shore here and just try it out. There's some Lightbringers wandering around, but they're pretty low difficulty. Should be able to perfect all of these guys. Yep. Anything need killing? Well, sure, there's always vermin nesting nearby. And then we should probably wipe out the Lightbringer thing while we're here. And these are all just like super easy. Wow, that was a lot of rep actually. I'm hoping these ones from across the river will attack us rather than me having to attack them. Just for the sake of movement point efficiency. Alright, time to get back on this. We're at 34. It was 50-something to create each suit of armor, right? Yeah, 59. We'll get there. Okay, that was nice of them. Nope, no thank you. Yeah, that's very handy. Nope. Ooh, a secret alloy. I mean, it doesn't seem that secret. It's right there. I can see it. Alright, we'll kill the Lightbringer village, and then we'll finish up with the Slavian. Hopefully they'll give us enough quests to actually get the thing done. Do we want to double the strength of Overwhelm? Yeah, I probably want that more than I want Ghost Touch, because she's just going to use her book in almost all circumstances. Ooh, difficulty 9 purple challenge. That's a little bit harsher than I was expecting. Do I think we could do a 9? I mean, her purple stats are pretty strong. She's not actually at full faith yet. Let's not engage. Hold on a second. First of all, no reason not to have this Wraith equipped. We could summon her in a purple challenge. That gives Ol something meaningful to do. And then maybe we should stand here, camp, and can we do the Faith Restoration Ritual? We have the materials for this. We could do 5 fish and 5 Shadowbone. Just get her back to full. And maybe we actually try this on the next round. Alright, Lightbringers are going to rush us like crazy, and we're going to perfect all of them because it's very easy to do so. It's honestly not that bad of an axe. Okay. Intimidate them until they explode in a shower of light. Difficulty 9. Let's give it a try. Ah, that's why it's difficulty 9. There's a Leshy involved. Well, victory with grave injuries is victory. That is totally acceptable. You destroy the Lightbringers and the village burns, as if the light will not allow you a full victory. I'm going to be straight with you. I think that there is very little chance that we would have succeeded on that if we had fought it manually, because Leshy. So we need to go over here. We need to interact with these guys. They're not going to be able to help me with my purple health, I don't believe. We'll just pick up a quest from them. The beehive nearby, I will handle it. And then I don't think we have the materials for... Oh, we got more Shadowbone. We don't quite have... yeah, actually, we don't quite have this. So we need to sit here for a turn and gather fish. Fortunately, one turn of our purple health being super low is not going to deal enough damage to us for it to be dangerous, I don't think. Oof, wow, actually, it was a lot of... I mean, Amalia is missing a lot of purple health. So she took a ton of damage there, but it shouldn't be a problem this time. We have the materials now to do the ritual. And I mean, obviously, there's no need for violence, just ask them to share. Okay, the Slavians don't like that as much as they would like it if we burned the hive, but we have to keep the stingers happy. Remember, it's not enough that we got their reputation over 50 to once. It has to stay over 50. Okay, so now we can do fish and shadowbone to perform the ritual of healing, and also we can just gather some wood, I guess, because why not? And this should at least get us to the point where we're not suffering anymore. I don't know if it'll heal us. Okay, banditry, Zerka. I mean, we have so many points of stats from that playground. But we're gonna go for a witch. And if she turns into a wraith again, that would also be fine. The child is youth no more. Today they join the dark path of witchery, but not without paying a great price for the dark arts. Yep, okay, 3 ranks of mental curse. That's a little bit of a shame, and the loss of some wisdom and sanity. You know, none of this is going to affect our purple stats. Also, she's attractive, so that's cool. I don't know if that really matters. Really, are my purple stats still so low that we're suffering? Okay, but they're better now. Get back down here and mine some more fish. Yeah, there's no option that actually says healing. Let's just ask for another thing. Oh, they don't have any work for us. Okay, well, that's not ideal. We can just trade them wood. It is the case that I have a lot of wood on me. And we could just go get more. How much is this worth? 2 points, huh? That's pretty harsh. You know, we could probably, we could star this recipe. This is probably the one we'll use the most. Alright, so we could gather a bunch of wood and give it to them. We'd have to conduct that transaction another, what, 11 times, which is pretty non-ideal. That's an awful lot of wood. But it is totally doable. Yeah, I don't remember where the other Slavian villages were, so I guess that's what we'll do. That's not going to make for exactly riveting gameplay. Is there a place where I could be parked where I can get... Yeah, I could be over here. We'll move up to there next turn. We'll gather wood and fish at the same time, at least. So presumably we'll just be able... That curse will fall off at some point, the curse on our witch. Or the Baba Yaga's hut will show up. We found an old dwarven burial ground. You spot a rugged group of grave robbers who got there before you. Hey, these are my graves to rob. We could totally just kill them. I'm just gonna kill them. You know what? I don't need this noise. I do not want their garbage armor. You destroy the grave robbers and put the graves back as they should be. You feel the spirits of metal and stone favor you. This is kind of what I was hoping was... No, never mind. I thought from that description that it was going to give us some reputation with the Stoneborn, but apparently not. Okay, Deathlover, I guess, can pick up 2 more points of wits. I was really hoping that we'd get to pull strength on her. I don't remember what the stats were for being a matriarch. Maybe destiny matters? I don't know. Wits is always good, though. Wits is good for everybody. Wow, Energy Disturb is starting to become a very serious amount of damage. Okay, we should probably jump back to the village and... put these dudes... I guess the fast way to do this would be that. Put those dudes on research. The new orc child is not working. What was I thinking? Well, she could, I guess, just jump in here. increase the rate at which we get this wood even more. Or maybe that's maybe that's not super relevant. Maybe we have enough of that wood. What if I have her help out with this stuff? Now we have so much of the wood, like let's actually speed this part up. We're still gathering the wood at a pretty reasonable overall rate. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. So we're going to need to give them 40 wood 11 times. How are we doing on that amount of wood? It's okay. It's going to be a minute. It turns out. Greta doesn't really need wisdom. So we'll grab the point of mysticism, and then you could pick up showing off. Or parry. Like, the odds that we play OL in a yellow challenge are so low. Like, I like showing off as a skill, but we're just not... I'll just make him better at red stuff. Oh, hey, the glimmers again. Say a prayer, convince the wraiths to be allowed to, etc. Okay, yet another wraith for the party. And this time I do not click the books. Actually, these books are not great. Still, we'll take them home. Did we run out of materials for the sacred wood already? We totally did. Don't you dare grill all that fish. What are you thinking? Are we really gathering 12 wood at a time? Oh my god. Okay, maybe this is not a good way to do this. It's going to be so many turns of gathering and then exchanging, and... I could split the party in half. We could gather wood more efficiently, I suppose. Like, we just take you two with enough food for 15 days and a little bit of wood to get started with. Hey, come on, move. There we go. Okay. Oh, I didn't actually check to make sure we're gathering wood and not fish with the two people who are left in the party. And I mean, I know we're burning some gathering value here, but like really just accumulate wood as fast as possible. This helps. It no longer being winter is definitely helpful. Yeah, sure, mysticism, why not? So now we're gathering it at 24 per turn. It's still a lot of sitting around, unfortunately. Where's Death Lover in terms of growing up? 3 more turns, okay. I don't think I'm going to make you guys sit here and watch all of this wood gathering, but we will at least get to Death Lover growing up. This thing happens again. God's Domain, Ritual, etc. Same one. You would think she would have learned. Terrible winds rise above your village, etc. You know how this all is. We could perform a ritual to ward off the Slavic. Yeah, sure. Thank the skies, it's over. Wow, Enchanted Bone is actually a nice find. And more purple stats for Knuckle. You hear the cries of a man. They are faint but come from somewhere close. Did we really not do this event yet? You know what? We might not have. Alright, get some ropes out, throw them to the man. We pull out a huge snake, then we try to pull him out again. Black cat. We try to pull him out again, and this time it'll be a bear, right? Nope. This time it was him. Okay, here we go. Let's guide Death Lover to her kin and see what she can become. She can become a slugger. She can become an orc witch. We haven't seen an orc witch yet. Have we? I don't think so. Or we could just take the role for the matriarch. Now, I was told last time we tried this in the other game, that the odds of becoming a matriarch are just horrible, and there's not really a lot you can do about it. So if we ever want to see one, I kind of think we got to click this option every single time we have it available. Just fingers crossed and hope for the 5% or whatever it was. Yeah, send her to be tested. I mean, she has very impressive stats for a child. Nope, she has become a crafter. Okay, well, she became a skilled crafter, though. I mean, those stat boosts are nice. Ah, well. We know that we can just naturally produce orc children now, so I'm not too stressed about it. You have 133 wood, and this group has 84. Okay, I'm gonna end the episode here. That's gonna be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, I will have gathered all of the wood, and we will be making friends with the Slavion, and then we'll push on to Dwarf Island from there.